First Laugh Podcast. Hope y'all motherfuckers brought rubbers.
Welcome, Street Kings. Here we are, back in the cave. Today on the podcast, we have unconvicted sexual deviant.
God damn it.
Kyle Fields.
I thought that we were going to move on past that after the controversies of the past.
What controversy was that?
Well, I don't know. The one we talked about on this show several times where a certain someone thought that nickname was for a reason.
Man, that's
Let's
funny.
just maybe not do that. There's a million things you could call me. White Rage, Hayden Hamilton. That's one.
Hey, Hayden didn't like that name either.
You think? Well, yeah,
That's
you
a good
think
one.
that a little Aryan dewdrop like that likes being associated with the Aryan Brotherhood?
He's like, dude, I want to share your podcast, but then you call me stuff like that, and I can't share this.
I know, dude.
All right, fine, I'll cut it out, you fucking queen. And we've got the White Larry Smith, everyone.
Hey, buddy.
You may remember him from episode 13 and from Kyle and Zig Ignore a Topic or something.
That's a
and
good one.
from the NPR broadcast, Sesame Street.
Kyle and Zig ignore a topic.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. We pump out new content every week. Check us out.
Mm-hmm. Getting drunk, not talking about a topic.
That's right.
Is that
Yeah.
is that too much like your show?
No, that's what I'm saying. Me and Zig put out this podcast.
I'm
You
really
check it
upset.
out.
You gotta stop saying
It would
that.
be dope if Kyle undercut you and found your friend.
Kyle and Zig.
Good fucking luck. He doesn't exist on social media anywhere.
Idiot. Try it,
He
motherfucker.
came to me actually.
You're going to have to find a
You know
horse.
what?
You're going to have to find a horse medium to get a
Yeah.
hold of him.
You know what? I'll give you his fucking number. I'm
I don't
sick of
need
this
it.
shit.
I
I'm
don't-
done. I'm done.
I don't need it. He told me. He said, "I want somebody with more hair on this podcast." I don't know what that meant. I thought it was like a metaphor, but it was literally he just wanted a little bit more hair. I don't know.
That's fine. You know
That's the
what?
perspective he wanted.
Larry's
what?
beard is coming in pretty well.
It's great.
It is
Well,
a
you
good
had.
beard.
That's why he grew it out. He didn't have the beard at that point.
It's got some white. It's adding some
Well, I like that.
provenance to him.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
gravitas.
Mm-hmm.
You ever going to get to the point though where you want to color it? I don't know.
No, God,
no.
No, I earned every one of these fucking gray hairs.
Oh fuck! I don't know though, man. You got to hold back the hands of time. You know
No.
what I'm saying?
No, I accept it.
Accept it. Oh fuck that.
And I fully plan on getting in a fight with a bear, losing an eye, and just wandering
Yeah.
around with a patch at one point.
But you got
That'd
a
be pretty
wife
rad.
and you got kids, and that's all the shit that you can have when it's okay to fucking die. I mean, I got a wife. I don't got any kids. I got cats. I at least want to have one shitty dry bar special before I kick the bucket. For God's sake, one. I just
You got to
want.
write jokes first.
I just want 30.
Oh!
I just want 30 hastily prepared minutes performed in front of a fucking Mormon crowd. That's all I
Kyle's
want.
not bitter.
No.
Yeah, I have no desire to.
I got a new dry bar special. You started comedy 3 weeks ago. Please explain to me.
But Kyle's not bitter.
I'm not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if they called me or hit me up, I'd love to do one.
When was the last time you did a clean set? There you go.
All
you
the time.
fucking artard.
I'm not saying I want a dry bar special.
You're literally bitching about other people having dry bar specials.
Absolutely,
As
I
we
am.
discussed
I can bitch
right
about it,
now.
but I can't get angry about shit.
What's the point?
But yeah,
Is this motivating you to do better at what you do? No.
exactly. Absolutely, it does. That rage carries me forward, so I can build bridges.
So
to
I can
burn.
play video games when I get
You're
home.
goddamn right. Hey, I worked hard today, so I can play video games when I get home, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I made a goddamn poster for a comedy show that I put together that you bitched about online.
Yeah.
Why? What was shitty about the fucking poster? Tell me.
The nouveau and comedy were crammed together in one word.
Who gives a fuck? That's what bothered
That's
you about.
basic design.
Basic design. I'm
Also,
sorry.
why the fuck are people using this old shitty picture of me? That's awful.
That's what you wanted. That's what you told me you wanted.
You're retarded.
It was on the last poster I saw. That's why I assumed that
That's
you
'cause
wanted
fucking
it.
idiots keep using it.
Well, that's why I used it. What picture do you want? What's your
I don't know.
headshot?
Any picture? I have a headshots.
Well, fucking.
Did you ask one time? You
No,
idiot.
I just
you
assumed.
word space and retard.
My unword space and retard. I don't
Yeah.
know. All right. I'm just
Normally,
saying.
I don't like it when mommy and daddy fight, but I'm really into this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I made the poster. I edited
Larry's
the
getting
video.
shoved up over
Yeah,
here.
fuck yeah, I am.
I edited a
It's been a while
podcast.
between you two yelling at each other.
I did a lot of shit. I did a
Fucking
lot of
delight.
shit that makes me no fucking money.
I did a lot.
I did. What'd you do today? You woke up. You took a
It's
shit.
like the new Donnie B sitting over here.
I worked for 11 hours.
Worked for 11 hours. Yeah.
Suck
Okay.
my dick.
Well,
You fucking.
half that's
You
true.
sucked on Joe
Half that's
Biden's
true.
teeth.
You're goddamn right I did.
Feed me, Joe.
Governor Pritzker's teeth. That's what I sucked on.
Feed me, Pritzky.
Those are ample teats.
Oh my God. I've said it before. Every time I look at Pritzker, it looks like he just got done eating a fucking sandwich. Every time.
He looks like hypertension.
He's like, I've
came
been
to
carbo
life.
loading.
Dude, it looks like he literally just got done eating a meatball sandwich. Like he was brushing the crumbs away as
Yeah.
he walked through the fucking
It is
microphone.
always like, oh shit. Oh shit, we're doing something.
Yeah.
He looks like somebody shaved Wario's mustache off.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's a me.
Pritzker.
I am gonna fuck your sister.
He became Mexican all of a sudden. Is Wario Mexican? He's
know
German. He's German. Okay, never mind. That's what he is.
He makes the trains run on time.
Exactly. He's just following orders.
Yeah, Wario's obviously a Nazi.
Obviously a Nazi. That's right. He was okay with Mario.
I'm a Wario. I am just a following orders.
Get on the train. So anyway.
So, last weekend, Larry here confided in me that he had a brief stint as a bounty hunter.
Goddamn bounty hunter.
Because I am the dog, the big bad dog,
Hog
the
the
Larry Hunter.
I honestly don't know how more bounty hunters don't get shot and stabbed. Like I know what happens. Don't
They
get
do.
me
I feel
wrong.
like it happens a lot.
No, I know they do, but what I'm saying is that like it seems like it would happen 100% of the time. It seems like 100% of the time, if I went to some outlaw's house, it would end in a gun battle of some sort.
A lot of times it does.
It's badass.
That's all. How many did you go on?
4.
4.
I went on 4. So what it was, and you know, it's been long enough ago now that the whatever statute of limitations there was is up. I did it when I was 19. You're supposed to be
Say,
21.
what kind of illegal shit were you doing?
Well, I did it when I went along.
Killed a man.
When I was 19.
Have you ever seen The Wire? We were doing some pretty
It
not
was
okay shit.
sketch shit.
We got a motherfucker, then we flipped him.
But no, I was only 19. You were supposed to be 21
Right.
to be doing that. But at the time, and I do some bits about this now, but I wanted to be a cop at the time. And my dad, who...
Thank you.
My old man was... the technical term is fugitive retrieval agent.
A fugitive retrieval
Badass.
agent.
And
That sounds like something that like a goddamn post-apocalyptic Philip K. Dick novel.
it sounds so
Him
much
and-
better than bounty hunter, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Bounty hunter sounds so fucking cheesy. But fugitive retrieval agent?
Right.
I think that sounds shittier. I think that sounds like you're saying African American. I feel like you're prancing around it.
Fugitive.
Like that's a black guy.
Yeah, I get it.
But so it was him and a buddy of his that was an ex-cop that worked for a company, and I'm not gonna name the
Oh, a
company.
company. I
Yeah.
honestly did not realize that they were companies.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
this was
You
like
have to actually be licensed and bonded in the state of Missouri to be a bail bondsman.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And so fugitive retrieval agents work through bail bondsmen.
Really?
And I wanted to be a cop, and my dad's buddy, who was, like I said, an ex-cop, they were both trying to talk me out of it, and they're like, no, we just don't want you. I was like, just let me come along. I wanted some extra money anyway.
Why were they trying to talk? You was dangerous. They
Dangerous. I
They
didn't want me to get shot.
They're talking you out of being a cop or a bounty hunter.
being
being
a
a cop.
fugitive retrievil agent.
No, no.
okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They were trying to talk me out of being a cop,
Right.
but they're like, the best thing we can do is talk you out of it by
Oh, right. Okay.
bringing you along on this.
They were going to try and make you smoke the whole carton of cigarettes.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Right.
Just dipping their toe in the water. Okay.
But yeah, it's look, the whole bail bonds thing is a real predatory system. Like
Yeah.
people when bail, you know, they're like, hey, here's your bail, whatever the courtroom is. And most people, like if it's $100,000, people don't have 10 grand sent
Right.
around.
Right.
to pay the 10%. So the bail bondsman requires 10% that is non-refundable. And then they will essentially, they serve as an insurance company to the court that says, I'll cover this if they don't show up for their court date.
Okay, so they give them 10% of the whole thing. So they're just banking on the fact that they will get you there.
Wow.
Yep, that's non-refundable.
I'm assuming this is a
So
cash
the person,
business?
they can write checks and give credit cards, whatever,
Okay.
as long as it can be covered. It's non-refundable. So for instance, if somebody's arrested, $100,000 bail, and they can post their bail and then somehow, and then prove their innocence, they get that bail money back, right?
Right.
If they're arrested and they can't afford to pay the bail, they have a bail bondsman that they're like, we'll give you the 10%, which is 10 grand. And then the bail bondsman just holds on to that shit.
Yeah.
Like whether they're innocent or not. They
Yeah.
just hold on to that.
So they're keeping that 10% regardless.
Regardless. For the trouble.
So it's like you're poor, you can't afford your bail, so give us 10%, and so it's just scalping.
It's like a
people.
payday loan.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And then what happens? People miss their court date. You've signed a contract that says if I don't show up for my court date,
If Randy don't show up on Tuesday.
if Randy don't show up, you have the right to come find Randy.
Right.
And which means they can also seize assets if they don't have the money. They could take a house. They could, like, for instance, if somebody's like, I don't have, my 10% to pay you is 10 grand. I don't have that, but I got this newer F-250
Right.
that's worth 25 grand. Cool. Put that up as collateral.
Wow.
And if you don't show up for your court date, I'm coming to get you so I can take you back to jail. And then I'm taking
in your truck.
in your truck.
Wow.
So I mean, it is designed specifically to take advantage of lower income, underprivileged, specifically minorities. Which, God, I hope the old man never sees this because he's going to blow a gasket. Because to him, it was like people signed a contract.
And he's gonna blow a gasket at Kyle's posture.
Sit up straight, boy.
Why does it bother you? This is how.
You look retarded.
I don't
saw
care.
what you look like on camera,
Yeah.
and you're gonna bitch about it later.
Right.
Who's my pretty boy?
I am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dude, your leg is like blocking your fucking face. You look like a fucking moron.
Now your dick's blocked.
Well, now I'm just going to do it to keep pissing him off.
All right. Well, I'm gonna fucking zoom in on you and show everyone how fucking stupid you are.
Good. Go ahead. Go out and do it. Won't be the first time
Do
I
it.
look stupid.
But yeah, when you go out, you
I
have
look stupid myself.
you have the right to just enter the home because they sign away. And as a bail bondsman / fugitive retrieval agent, you have more right to take rights away from another human being.
Because they signed him away to you. That's
signed
why.
him away.
That's your legal. That's what gives you a leg to stand on. Is
Yep.
they signed it away to you. So that gives you them the legal right to come in your home and
Yeah,
rough you up.
Wow.
and some of those guys, their philosophy was you go in and you handcuff everybody, grandma, kid, everybody gets zip tied.
Okay, so they have like legal
safety.
reign over the house.
Pretty
So
much.
it's not just over you.
Because you never know, because grandma might have a gun or something.
Grandma might pull
or-
a shotty.
Because there's always some story, I bet. Of,
Yep.
Oh, they came in and didn't handcuff the retard, and all of a sudden he pulled a knife.
Yeah, kind of.
Pulled out his big old wang.
and just slapped me in the face.
It was off.
Dale's eyes have been crossed ever since. But yeah, it's
So okay, so your dad's argument would be that they would just be sitting in jail without this. Is that?
they sign a contract. That's the whole thing.
But what's the good that comes of this?
They don't have to be in jail.
So that's the
Like, to them, the benefit is they don't have to be in jail. And a lot of times, these guys will think, I'm out. This dumb motherfucker has to, if I don't show up, has to pay all the money.
Right.
And,
okay, yeah, they are on the hook for the other 90% if you don't show up. Okay.
And so
they are placing a wager with you.
And
essentially.
I will say most bail bondsmen are very clear and say if you do not show up, we will send people with guns to you or wherever. We will hunt you down. We will find you because we are not going to pay this. And so, and sometimes when they skip bail, there's also a cash reward for bringing them back.
Ooh, double dipping.
Yep. So they
like
get,
how like percentage wise is that? How big is that that nut
for
bringing them in? How big is that reward
It depends,
comparatively to the bond?
and it's been forever ago since I knew a lot about this, but I mean it depends on what they did. You'll see even in Illinois, it's illegal. Bail bonds are illegal in Illinois, but Missouri.
Oh, I didn't
Is
know
this a
that.
red state thing?
Kind
It
of.
seems like it would be.
Yeah. And so, but I mean, it depends on what they've done.
So what you're saying is that there are no bounty hunters in Illinois.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like-
What does Illinois do in lieu of that?
They just don't have bail bonds, right?
They don't have bail bonds. They don't. I will say, if I'm not mistaken, if somebody runs from Missouri into Illinois, I think you're still allowed to chase them.
Okay.
Oh, good. Like
And
the
retreat.
slaves. Good.
Badass. That is badass.
But like if they
Oh.
Fucking dog the bounty hunter going to the
If
mainland.
they cross the
don't-
Mason-Dixon line.
But I'll be honest, I don't remember if, like,
No.
I can't remember if it's like they get to Illinois
Right.
and you have to be like, well, good enough, or if they get to Illinois and you're like, I can't legally arrest them, but if I chase them into Indiana where it's legal again,
Oh shit.
then we can do whatever we
How
want.
could you, like, chase someone into another state on purpose? Like, unless...
You just follow them?
I guess you're right. Yeah, I
Like
guess you're
chasing
right.
the cat up the tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'ma just wait.
So...
I got a big pickup with 2 tanks. I got plenty of gas.
You said you did 4. How many did your dad do?
Oh, geez, he did it for years.
So, like, what, dozens, hundreds?
A
Something like... Just a lot. Fuck ton.
fuck ton.
Okay.
I
Was he ever shot,
Yeah.
stabbed? He was.
yeah. Oh yeah.
What happened there?
He
Got a little squirrely.
yeah, he just he always wore a vest, but dude got jumpy and shot him in his shoulder. And apparently that my dad's like Mongo
Yeah.
from Blazing Saddles. Don't
Right.
shoot him because you'll only piss him off.
Right.
Um
Like Die Hard 4 with
It's-
the shot in the shoulder
yeah.
shit.
But yeah, he's got a nasty scar up
Yeah.
on this shoulder.
Is the bullet still in there? Did it go
No.
through?
Well, it didn't go through.
They got it out.
My dad's real thick.
Yeah.
And so
he's real thick.
it stopped, and so they
He got a hell of a dumper on him.
Wow.
Daddy's thick with 2 C's.
Yeah.
But yeah, he took a bullet.
Shit.
Then what happened? Did
Kinda-
he beat the guy to death after he shot
Not
him?
to death,
Yeah.
but apparently he did. He how did he worded it a very great way. Something like, well, he shot me, and then I negotiated him into some handcuffs.
That's great. That's the most diplomatic way of saying I almost killed a man.
With my bare hands.
You're right.
Yeah.
Was he stabbed as well?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's been stabbed. There was one night they went to go. So again, I don't want to give too much information. Not that I think anybody that ever got arrested by us
Right.
listens to this podcast, but there's still a level. Even after all these years, there's still a level of. I just got to be careful.
That's the motherfucker who got me.
Yeah,
He was chasing the Sanchez brothers.
Yeah.
But they went to get this guy, and it was a well-known crack house. Like, not to sound like, but it was where they cooked crack. And so they kicked the door in, and my dad said that just something kind of told him to wait. He kicks the door in, and this piece of plywood with a bunch of nails and spikes
Was
and
it
shit.
Home Alone?
It was, dude. That's what I asked him. I was like, what, are you fucking capturing Kevin McAllister? But yeah,
Sticky Bandits.
he kicks the door, and this thing swings down and like right up against the door jamb.
Nice.
he said that was a rough night. The ones I did were pretty, because I was just
Can you
like,
imagine dying that way? That's like some fucking Michael Myers shit.
right?
I was
It's like
thinking
in a trauma
it
movie.
was like Predator.
yeah, for real.
Yeah, mine were pretty boring because I was like, just let me talk to him. And they're like, that's not what we do. And I was like, well, maybe we could try.
Yeah.
And
Shut up, liberal arts queer.
that's kind of what it was.
Kicking in the
This
door.
is why you can't be a cop. This
So-
is why you can't do what we do. And I'm like, well, just at least let me try.
So they never knocked on the front door and said, "Howdy, fella, we're here to take you in."
They would identify themselves.
Right.
And be like, hey, bail bonds. And there was one night, we went up to the front door, and the old man's like, I'll cover the back. And I had a sliding glass door. And I knock on the door, identify us. Danny's looking through the window and can see the dude jump up and run. And we're yelling, runner, runner, runner. And Dad had said he just stood like to the side of the glass door, and it had the vertical blinds like what Josh has got.
Yeah.
And he said he waited for the door to go shoom. And when he heard that shoom, he just stepped around, just pivoted. Dude shot out, hits him in the, like, just bounces off of him.
Yeah.
Back through the blinds, slides across the floor. And we're coming in time to see the old man laugh and go, goddamn, son, you done run into something, didn't you?
Oh, he has little fucking Arnold lines.
Yeah.
He's got his one-liners.
And the
He
dude just-
references his previous films.
Yeah.
Dude just went, fuck. And then
Fuck.
rolled over and put his hands behind his back. We're like, yeah.
Well, that's good. That's got to be one of the easier ones, I would assume,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
He
he
fucking-
left, and he's like, I'll be back.
Yeah, that's what he did. I love how he hit a shoulder tackle shooting off the rope like a wrestling spot.
Yeah.
Like he hit him and then took a bump on the floor.
Well, when you're as big as my old man,
Yeah.
you just know that that's how physics works.
How tall is he?
At his tallest, I think he was 6'3". He's about 6. He's shrunk a little bit. He's about
Yeah.
6'2", 6'1" now. And at the time, he was probably 280.
Wow. Just thick.
He's a
CC,
big fucking
baby.
dude.
Yep.
Like, he used to be able to easily, and I know this sounds like, my dad could beat up your dad. But this is like dudes that used to work with him that tell me these stories. They're like, the first time I met your old man, I looked over, saw this big bear-looking motherfucker walking down the way with a telephone pole under each arm.
That's how the story gets crazy. He really had a telephone pole under each
Yeah,
arm.
dude.
He had a blue ox named Babe as well.
I know, and it sounds like such bullshit.
He actually beat the mining machine.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But he didn't lay his hammer down and died. He just laid it down and opened up a icy cold Coors Light.
Oh wow.
But yeah, this is the shit that people tell me, like, oh, you're old. And I always meet people and they're like, well, you're not as big as your old man. And I'm like, no one is. No one's as big as the old man. I
Right.
don't, why would you say that to another human being? But yeah, all the shit that I did, it didn't take long for me to be just like, I think this is wrong, but I'm like 19 and I'm still being
Right.
like, Daddy, you love me? Daddy, do you love me?
What made you like? Was there any one particular instant that made you go, oh, "Okay, I don't want to do this"?
I don't know. We had to put cuffs on a dude whose kids were watching.
Right. No, I'm
And-
talking about the stuff that you don't want to do because that's the cool
Yeah, that
part.
sounds badass.
That's the
Oh,
cool part.
sorry.
Give
Right.
you a big old pecker.
Oh, absolutely. Did you fuck his wife in front of him too?
Oh, yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
I've never been harder.
Slapped his mom on the ass.
Oh yeah.
This is what you get when you don't pay your bond.
Oh my lord. That's what
I waited 10 years and then married his daughter.
She was 3 when I met her.
It's legal in Missouri.
It probably is.
But no, that was kind of a rough one because it was a weed charge,
Oh man, that's awful.
and I
Welcome
was
to a red state.
and I mean, admittedly, after we did that, I went and got high.
Stole this weed.
What was the weed show? I mean, was he at least? I mean, was he a mover, or was it like they caught him with a goddamn joint in his pocket or some bullshit?
I don't know. I just got I didn't get a lot of details when we went and did that. You don't get a lot of details.
Right.
You get told like, oh, hey, this is a violent offender, or this is a wife beater,
Right.
or this is this guy shot a cop, like
Nice.
or shot at a cop, or this guy's well known for being a badass.
He's a rascal.
He's a real scamp. He's a scoundrel. But so you get a kind of a heads up, but this was just like, what's this guy? Oh, it's a weed charge. And I was like, well, we're not going to go up there with guns, right? They're like, that's what we do. We put your body armor on and get the gun on.
But
Damn
play the
motherfucker.
theme song and let's roll.
He's high on marijuana. He's got superhuman strength.
Play Roll Out by Ludacris and let's fucking bust this.
Roll out.
Regulators mount up.
Get in
Oh
the
my
quad.
God.
Let's do this.
I would love it if that were the case.
Yeah, that was the last one, and I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm not meant for this.
Wow.
Because
So-
this is one of those guys that, I could see a little kid look out the window, and then as we got close, Dad, there's some white guys outside.
Was it also heavily racial? Was this mostly black dudes you were going after? Yeah, that's another layer to it.
Yeah, that was the other part that I was like, this is kind of not right. Now, I will say one of the coolest things the old man got to do, and it wasn't me.
Shove a nightstick up this kid's ass.
He was 18, it was legal. But no, so the county sheriff obviously had gotten to know Dad, knew who he was.
Yeah. How big of a town is this that you're doing this in?
30,000.
Okay. Are you
But they
all in that area? Or are you?
No, it's all in Missouri.
Okay. So you're,
Missouri, Arkansas,
Missouri.
over to Indiana.
oh, you're on multiple states.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But it's based in Missouri. So
Did
and
your
there's
dad no dog?
no, and he hates that shit
Why?
because he's like, that's not real.
he's like, that should have been me.
It's
The woman with the big tits. He's living all my dreams.
because it's not realistic.
Yeah.
And
How is it not real? I thought it was a real show.
I don't know,
yeah,
him yelling the N-word on that voicemail felt real.
that's the most realistic part.
Yeah.
But what's not real? I mean, like, I
Those
don't.
tits definitely real.
I've seen like one episode of that show, but I assume that he really did like capture people.
Dude, in 2006, that was my mom's favorite show.
And
A lot
I'm
of
sure before he got the show, it was, but like what they show on TV is like essentially a super chill version.
Oh, really?
Because I mean, seriously, the old man. There was a lot of times he maybe wasn't coming home that night.
Wow.
Um,
It paid well, I'm assuming.
oh yeah, they paid real well. But so he knew the county sheriff's department really well, and they were going at so the county sheriff was going after this meth lab up in the sticks, and it really was like up in the woods. There was there was one road in, and they're like, they'll see us coming.
Yeah.
We can't go in with like a bunch of ATVs and bullshit like that. We have to do this pretty quiet, and these guys are going to move soon if we don't get up there. How do we do this? And one of the sheriff's deputies went, such a fucking movie moment. I know a guy. And
Called your dad. Your dad was
Oh,
Gerard
God, yeah.
Butler in Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah, so they show
retired.
up. They show up at the farm, and
At Rambo's farm.
because we've got all these horses, and they go,
You're on horses?
hold on. They go, they tell Dad the situation. And he goes, those horses, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Those horses can get right up that hill. And they're like, yeah. And he goes, who all here has ridden a horse before? And like a few guys raised their hands and a few did. And he goes, I'll put you on good ones. Just hold the hell on. And so they go up the woods on horseback. And my dad is usually a pretty cool cat when it comes to this shit. But he said it. He goes, that was the coolest moment of my. He said, he always wanted to be John Wayne growing up.
Right.
And he said riding up with a fucking posse behind him of sheriff's deputies.
Yeah.
With a rifle in one hand and a couple pistols strapped to him, and he was, they had given him sheriff's gear.
Oh, that's so
he
cool.
got to be like deputized for that ride.
Yeah.
And one dude tried to run, and instead of there's a rifle holster for your saddle, so he shoves that down in there and grabs his rope and literally ropes a dude who's trying to run.
He lassoed a guy.
He lassoed a dude. Yeah.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Seriously? But your dad was the one who did that?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
thought there was going to be a montage of your dad teaching these sheriffs how to ride a horse.
Yeah.
Well, I asked him, I was like, how much time did you get? And he goes, I just told those guys, I'm like, these are pretty good horses. Just let them follow us and keep your feet in the stirrups, keep your hand here and your hand on the saddle horn because you're going to fall off. And they were just like, okay. And he said you could not believe how quick those guys came off those horses because they were like in the back shaking because they were like, "This is the scariest part was going up the hill on the horses."
Yeah, how big of a run was it that they had to get to? How long was the ride? Was it like 40 yards or was it fucking a couple miles?
It was a few miles.
Okay.
And it was all like uphill, real slow through the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad said he goes, "I know how it sounds, but the sun was setting behind us."
It was the magic hour.
He said it was just the best thing that's ever happened. And I was like,
then I shot that guy.
you have 2 kids. And he goes, "I said what I said. It was the best thing that ever happened to
I
me."
totally get it, man. I mean, that's
Come on.
That's
Your dick
badass.
had to it would feel 3 feet long.
That's like selling out Madison Square Garden or something. You know what I'm saying? That's
This was
all.
the night.
Except then it's except if it's legal to shoot one person.
Yeah.
This was the night you were conceived.
Yeah. Then I came home and fucked your mom. You.
And then I got that. What's wrong with you?
Here we are.
That's
You were my
amazing.
glory nut.
What year was this that this went down?
It's not mid 2000s.
Oh, okay. So this isn't.
That's
that-
been a while ago.
Yeah, but I mean, you were a grown ass man by the time this shit happened.
Yeah.
You're like 1920, right?
Yeah.
When I did it, I was like 1920, but what I was telling you
Yeah.
about, probably I would have been in my late 20s.
Jesus Christ. It's the
Early
best day of
30s.
my life. I love it. That's fantastic.
hilarious.
And I get it. I
I get it. I've never done any of it, and I get it. I can't even
Yeah.
ride a horse, and I get it.
It's a venture.
But yeah, it.
Somebody said, "Hey, Kyle, you want to go up over that hill on these horses and catch this fugitive?" And I'm not going to pretend I can lasso somebody. Watch me lasso this guy. I would go in a heartbeat, of course.
Yeah,
Right?
how'd the lasso come into play? Did
Yeah.
the guy just flee?
At that point,
Yeah,
he's
he
just
was
showing
running.
off. He's just showing off.
He was running, and instead of running him down with the horse, he just decided to rope him, and just threw it, got it around his legs while he was running, zipped it tight, and dallied off on the saddle horn. So the dude just went boom and went face first into the gravel.
That
a
is
dude have a gun on him.
bad fucking ass.
I don't know. You would think if he had a gun, he would have tried to shoot, but I think he was just running. And somebody yelled "runner," and the old man was like, "I got him." And
This is my moment. I'm getting called up to the bigs.
It'd be great if your dad was like, "I'm going to take him in and book him now." Sir, you're not technically. No, I'm going to book you.
Trust me, I'm walking him in.
just has him tied up behind the horse, just
Yeah.
dragging him in.
It's like the end of 310 to Yuma.
Yeah. I do love that we're talking about this, and your Beretta M9 is just sitting out underneath your TV over there.
Yeah, dog, I stay strapped.
You know I always got that thing on me?
Get that thing on me.
I also got some crack over there.
Mmm.
Delicious crack.
And you haven't offered me any?
You want to taste?
Yeah, I did. A little taste in that gun, and we're about to have ourselves big time.
Yep.
I was reading an article about people who died trying to go viral. This is what this reminded me of when you said I stay strapped.
Yeah, that was called the AIDS epidemic.
Well, yeah, that too. And
If any sentence is going to get me canceled, it's going to be that one.
there was apparently like this
AIDS ain't real.
social media craze where you would go, "Are you lacking?" If I would say to you, "You lacking?" You'd pull a gun out. You'd be like, "I ain't lacking." Well, these dudes like filmed themselves doing it, and he accidentally shot and blew his friend's head off.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
What's lacking mean?
I ain't lacking a weapon. I ain't lacking. Yeah, man.
You said it like I thought you were saying lactating.
Lacking.
You
Black
did
culture,
this,
bro.
You lactating?
You black culture, man.
This is not black culture.
This is what this
You
was.
lacking.
Not blacking. Lacking.
No, I know you're saying lacking.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I've never heard this as an expression.
You're not as straight as me, bro.
Ever.
You're not as straight as me.
Yes.
Or it might have been another word. I don't know, man. I mean, probably
Might have been you a bitch.
something like that.
Bang.
Something like that. The point
Bang,
is
bang.
that somebody got shot. That's the point of that
All
story.
right, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I will say,
Oh, this reminds me. You guys know who the baby is? The rapper?
The baby.
hip hop star to baby.
Yeah, the baby.
Yeah.
He shot a motherfucker in a Walmart.
When?
Blew a motherfucker's head off.
When was this?
5 years ago?
Really?
Like,
Why did he shoot him? What was the story behind that?
a dude, so it's him, his lady, and his baby. Like just grocery shopping.
Babies to baby.
The babies to baby.
Right.
Just grocery shopping at a Walmart.
I've been mad enough to blow a guy's head off at Walmart several times.
Dude,
so
I thought you were
get
going to say I've been mad enough to blow a guy at Walmart.
Well, not that too, out of revenge.
And some fucking dude came up to him and was like, "We need to go outside." He's like, "We're not going outside." And then bang, bang.
Goes
So
the trolley.
Yeah.
It was fucking. He's from South Carolina. This was in the South, so stand your ground laws.
Yeah.
And then he fucking.
He got out? Like he got away
Yeah,
with
this
it?
was illegal. This was a legal gun.
Why? I mean, obviously.
Supposedly, it was someone didn't sign his papers to film,
Right.
which is a thing of going around to different cities, and then if you're a rapper in their city, you need to get the local gang to sign off on you filming there.
Really? The local gang?
Yeah. Apparently, like he checked him for his papers, if you will,
Right.
and then he's like, "No, I'm not going outside," and then fucking
So this
pulled
isn't-
out his fucking gun and fucking put 2 holes in him.
This obviously isn't some sort of like real legal thing. This is like a street thing. Like if somebody
Yeah.
came here and me and you had a gang, like, hey, yo, J and K run these streets.
Mhm.
Here's this goddamn contract. Sign it, motherfucker. That's
And then
that's
they'd be like,
essentially what
give
happened.
they'd be like, give us $500. They'd be like, who signed off on you filming here?
Right. Wow. Okay.
And he's like, I'm not doing that.
Well, I don't see now that I hear that story, I almost get it. Like, I mean, what are you gonna do? You gonna go outside and get shot, or you gonna shoot a motherfucker in there? I don't
And then
know.
it's a dude who pulled a gun on you with your baby and your.
Oh, did he? I didn't hear they pulled the.
Oh yeah,
gun.
he pulled a gun on him. So it wasn't. And then
Wow.
he had like a fucking legal concealed carry weapon.
Yeah,
And then bang bang.
that's like the street.
And then the next week, he had all the news headlines in a music video.
yeah,
opening.
did he already have a video?
I think yeah.
I shot a motherfucker at Walmart.
That happened like a Sunday,
That's
and then by
hilarious.
Thursday, that shit was on a video.
That is
it
so-
was that fucking weak.
That's when the street cred comes to you too. You know
Dude.
he was fucking in that frozen food section, being like, "Man, I got a new album. I got to think of something."
dude. And then I heard this. And
No,
then,
bitch, I said get the Totinos.
Yeah.
And then they're like, the video I saw it on when I was watching about it is like, you can see just Google the image and it's out there. So I did that. Motherfucker was wearing socks and sandals that he fucking put a hole in.
He killed a motherfucker with. Oh, you talking about the guy who got shot?
There's
had
just a
socks
dead
and-
dude on the floor with fucking socks and sandals. I'm like, you're going to fucking murder. You have too much
Yeah.
confidence in your weapon if you're trying to kill someone with socks and sandals on. What the fuck are you doing?
That's dude. That's fucking street.
It is fucking
That's fucking
ridiculous.
street, dude. I just love that he had a. What was the video? Like, what did it? Please tell me it took place in a Walmart. Like,
I don't remember. I don't think I've seen it, but I saw like the opening clip. There just shows
I gotta look this up. This is my-
Carolina rapper, blah blah blah.
Well, the way that you like told the story initially, I thought it was like, "Hey, young man, do you mind? I'm filming a thing. You want to go outside? We talk about this." Then he killed him, but instead it was like,
no, it was fucking dude pulled a gun on him.
shoot,
Because he had a line of, how do I say this as a white person? Well, I can't say the exact line. My daughter saw me kill somebody before she was 2, and then I do it again or something like that. I'm like, this feels very specific. This doesn't feel like he just made this up. I'm like,
So you didn't know? You were just listening to it and you investigated it.
yeah.
Yeah. Police say 19-year-old Jalen Craig was shot and killed November 5th during a fight in the store. And,
Look, yeah,
He's got
look,
that radio voice
look
going.
at that.
Reading,
Yep.
He's reading copy. Love it.
DeBaby, whose real name is Jonathan Lindell Kirk, was
Recording
charged-
hip hop superstar DaBaby.
got that big dick.
He was charged with misdemeanor carrying a concealed gun, but I guess it got dismissed. I love how he killed a guy, and they were like, "Hey, man, you're going to go to jail because it was concealed. You got a paper for that? Oh, you do? Okay, never mind. All right, we'll see you, bro." Wow.
Like, okay, well, us as the whites are, okay, we did make all these gun laws, but we didn't think you would be using them. Okay.
Well, it's so it was.
You got us.
Are
It's
we
a
sure?
legal firearm, and you have papers to carry it. Well, oh,
Gee,
okay then.
This is like this is like when the Black Panthers started
Yeah.
carrying
Well, should
openly and like, oh shit, we gotta make gun laws.
Gee Williker, I looked at these papers 3 times, and I just
These papers are airtight.
Well, I'll tell you right now. Look. I think let's just call it a draw because it was one shooting another one.
In an obscenity-laced video on YouTube, DaBaby said that he was in the store shopping with his 1- and 5-year-olds, and their mother, quote, "when someone pulled a gun and tried to take my life. The doctor could have got hit, son could have got hit, and me." DaBaby, who was also known as Baby Jesus, said in the
Yeah,
video,
he dropped that. Yeah.
quote, "lawyers telling me not to say nothing, but 2 people walk down on you and your whole family threatening y'all, whip out a gun on y'all, let me see what you got."
Oh yeah. Also, apparently, I believe
Maybe don't yell that with the door open.
Yeah,
he also went on Instagram Live that night, like right after murdering someone.
Oh, that's, man. You know, because I would imagine that, like, I would think most people, regardless of the circumstances, if you put a hole in a man's head in front of your family, it might take at least a day to reflect. Maybe a day, maybe.
Maybe it was the next day, but I think
If you're an artist,
Yeah.
you've got a song in your head at that moment.
like I think it was that night where he
Baby,
was
head
like,
to stationery. Get me a pen and a pad of paper while we wait for the cops. I got a song to write.
He's fucking recording it over his dead body. You motherfucker gone.
I'm not gonna waste this opportunity.
We feel like he didn't get any justice, his mother. So yeah, apparently Craig's parents are devastated that no one else has been charged in their son's death. What the fuck did you want? DaBaby did not immediately respond to an Instagram message. I thought that's journalistic reporting now. He did not respond to a tweet. Yeah, well.
No, I was gonna say,
Yeah, check out DaBaby. DaBaby rocks.
it did feel pretty badass the few times I put on body armor and strapped a gun on.
Yeah, it's got to. Dude, I got a fucking pretend gun, and I still feel badass holding it and flipping it around. So I get it.
But that was, I think, the other part for me when I was like, I put especially the first time you put the body, well, you put the gun belt on, you click everything in place, and you put that body armor on, and you got all your identifying, shit on that says, "Hey, I'm here on official business."
Yeah.
And I was like, I spent like 1-2 many minutes looking at myself in the
Looking
mirror,
badass. Yeah.
being like, "Oh, you look fucking awesome." And I had hair at the time, and it was long, and so I had to pull it back in a little
Like, they gotta
ponytail
get official.
to get it out of my face, And I was like, "Oh, I look so fucking cool."
Yeah, and if you're not self-aware, yeah, that could easily run away with you.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. After the few experiences I had, and the more I was like, "This is wrong." And I don't like it. But that's also, I think, what helped me be a good bouncer in Decatur.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
Yeah, the self-awareness.
I was like, I'm not scared. I've seen guys hold guns. I've seen it.
I've strapped up for work.
Yeah, okay. You guys are, oh, I got stabbed. Well, it wasn't a big knife. Shit like that.
You did get stabbed. Have we talked about that on the show before?
No, I don't talk
You
about
got stabbed?
that. Yeah.
You don't talk about it.
You know, dude. If I
Come
talked
on,
about,
DaBaby this and fucking be Instagram
if
Live.
I got stabbed, I'd talk about it every day.
Yeah, it was a
I'd answer
small
the
knife.
phone.
We
Hey,
need
it's Kyle.
content.
I got stabbed. What's up? You want to know about it?
Hello, dog. This is Stab Hole Kyle.
I was gonna give you a story. It came in handy.
You said that like now I'm not.
It came in handy that the old man had gotten to know the cops and worked bail bonds.
Okay, yeah. Before we got on the baby talk.
So he and I, just the two of us, went out to some bars. It was like, "Hey, my buddy's got a new bar. He just opened it up a couple weeks ago. Let's go have a few beers, a couple shots, just have a good time." So the old man and I go out, and we're hanging out, and we're like, well, we better get back to that. We got chorin to do in the morning. The family's back at the house. If we stay any longer, we're gonna get real stupid. And we're walking out. I was, at this point, God, I was about 25, I think.
Okay.
And so we're walking out, and these 3 dudes, my dad's super polite, but my dad's a cowboy, and he dresses like a fucking cowboy. Not like chaps when he goes out, but he's got his cowboy hat, nice snap front shirt, Wranglers,
Bolo
boots.
tie.
assless chaps, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and the butt
Sure.
plug was not in.
I think all chaps are assless.
All chaps
It's
are
a butt
assless.
plug with a little cowboy hat on top.
It's at his horse's tail.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're walking. My dad goes, "Oh, excuse me, fellas," and just kind of pushes past them, and one of them goes, "Fuck you."
Oh wow.
And he stopped.
Maggot.
Yep. And he stopped and kind of tilted his head and then shook his head. And I stopped, and I've got enough booze in me to turn around and be like, you know what? Fuck you guys. That's my old man. You need to apologize. I said, one, he shouldn't use that word anyway. It's insulting. I said, two, that's my dad. I can't let you get away with it. Just apologize.
Clearly not gay.
I know he loves pussy.
I've seen it.
I smelled his fingers.
He had to test all my girlfriends. But one dude just looks at me and goes, "Oh, are you the faggot then?" And like gives me a poke in the shoulder.
Oh,
and when he
man.
poked me in the shoulder, all of a sudden I get this giant mitt. Even, again, Josh has met my dad.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
This giant mitt on my shoulder.
He's
I
a man
shoved-
heifer.
Yeah. I get shoved out of the way, and Dad just literally walks over this guy. Like, walks into him, the dude falls down, and he just walks over him.
Wow.
A dude goes to stand up, and I... what was Bob Hoskins's character in Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
When he pulls the stool out from underneath... Dude
I
goes
hate
to...
tunes.
Yeah. So I give him the Eddie Valiant. Dude goes to stand up, and I pull the stool out from underneath him, and he goes down on the floor, and another dude's... The third dude's like, I'm good. And the guy that owns the bar is like... He looks at us, and he goes, "No, I just opened this motherfucker. I can't have the two of you tearing the shit out of this place. There's no fighting in here. I love you both, but get the fuck out of my bar."
This is my dream.
Essentially, he's like, and you guys will tear it the fuck apart.
Y'all aren't gonna fight at old Stabbies.
And we were like, you're right, sorry. So we're walking out, and Dad's kind of clearing the path, and one dude gets a hold of me. And like some completely different dude. It's like, you're not going anywhere. Grabs...
Separate guy.
Yeah.
What did he know?
Is
these
it their
guys?
buddy or
No,
what?
I didn't stop to ask, Kyle. I didn't
Well,
have
you
the...
should have. Maybe he would
Weird.
have understood
I
why he
didn't,
stabbed you.
I didn't have the dossier, but he grabs me, and I put him in an armbar,
Yeah.
and like flip him down, and my dad just comes up because I'm angry now. My dad just comes up, picks me up, and runs me out the door.
Yeah.
And he takes his hat off, and he's looking at me. He goes, "Take your wallet off, take your watch off, take everything, put them all in my fucking hat. That's where we're gonna keep it. As they come out this door, we're gonna bottleneck them." He's like, "I'll grab one."
You're playing 300?
Yeah. Really.
And yeah, we are. And we're standing there and we're waiting. And there's dudes standing at the door and we're just like giving them one of these. All of a sudden we see the red and blue lights and hear the whoop whoop. And Dad goes, "Fuck." And we turn and this cop gets out and he goes, "God damn it, Bruce, I should have known it was you." And Dad goes, "Oh, hey, Jerry," or whatever this cop's name was. And he goes,
You about to bottleneck all these Persians?
he's like, "All right." And he looks and goes, "Oh, hey, Larry." I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he goes, "I need you to get your shit, get in your truck, get the fuck out of here." Because there's about 10 more cop cars on their way here because we got a call saying that there was a gang fight. And the ringleader was a big guy in a cowboy hat, and I should have known it was you.
Thought it was Yosemite Sam at first. Shooting at a rabbit.
And so we
Get you and your Latin kings out of here.
we go to the truck, and Dad's like, let's just sit in the truck for a little bit. So we're sitting there, and we're waiting, and we're both got the shakes because you get that adrenaline going.
Adrenaline rush, yeah.
And we're just, and Dad's like, "I feel like I just left something undone." I said, "Me too." And he goes, "Man, it's like leaving halfway through a job." And I was like, "Yeah, it sure is." And he goes, "If we show up tomorrow," that's what it was. It was the night before we were celebrating Christmas, and my grandma was being brought over, and
Oh yeah.
he's like, "We show up on Christmas, a couple black eyes, Grandma's gonna be pretty upset." And I said, "Yeah, I guess we'll just have to dodge whatever punches get thrown at us." And he was like, "Yep." And then, so we just sat there quietly and waited for those guys to leave. And then he just starts the truck, and we follow them to their truck.
Oh, my God.
And
We
then
ran them over.
we did not hit them with the truck. Although he threw the brights on, hit the horn, and when they jumped, I was already on my way out, and we had a conversation. We negotiated them into some handcuffs, as the old man would say.
Did you beat these nerds to death?
We didn't beat them to death.
It sounds like you just
It sounds like you just committed a murder.
Yeah, you awkwardly confessed a crime.
Nah, we just beat the shit out of them.
So he threw the lights on, and then you came around while they were blinded and punched them in the face. Is that
I
what
speared
happened?
one, yeah.
You speared one, like
Yeah.
you're Bill Goldberg.
Yeah,
Did
exactly.
you jackhammer another one?
This was at the peak of WCW.
Yeah,
Well, I just, dude was taller than me, so I just went for his solar plexus with my shoulder
right.
and just drilled into him. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you, it's not like an action movie.
It should be.
Oh, do you want me to give you the play-by-play?
Well, is this where you got stabbed?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not telling you about when I got stabbed.
Why? Why aren't you telling us about when you got stabbed?
Because I don't tell that story.
Were you fighting over somebody's old lady?
I gotta pee.
No.
That's the story I would
Your
tell.
Jedi mind shit is not going to work on me.
I don't have any Jedi mind shit. I don't
Bullshit.
Know what
You
you're
know
talking
you
about.
do. You're a broadcasting professional.
No. I mean, like, if you've had so many badass stories, I mean, is it a deeply personal issue to you? That you
No,
don't like
I
to
just
share?
don't want a current establishment to get a bad reputation.
Well, you gotta say where it is. I mean, was it at a bar? You got into an argument with
Yeah,
somebody?
I didn't
named
get into an
Donnie B?
argument. I was just helping clear. See, now you're talking. God damn, you're fucking Jedi mind. You know what? You're right. I don't have to give a lot of details.
Yeah.
You're absolutely. Should I wait
Right.
for Josh? Or
I don't even. Josh probably's not going to come back at this point. He went out the back door.
because I wouldn't tell the story.
I don't know. He's probably halfway to a lottery ticket or something right now. We can look. Josh is just pissing. We can recap it. So you're at a bar. You get into a disagreement with a certain individual.
No, you're making up things. Now
Well,
you're
I'm
making
just
things up.
filling in the gaps here.
Well, okay.
He was famous. Was it Rob Snyder? You tell me if it was Rob Snyder.
It was.
I know,
It
I've
was
heard
D.
the
Snyder.
rumors. Oh, wow, though. You got mad about that Twisted Sister, huh?
Actually, I was defending D. Snyder's honor.
Really good.
Yeah.
Somebody said he had more than two
Some
hits.
some guy was like, "Hey, you are going to take it," and I was like, "D. Snyder will not take
Absolutely not.
it anymore."
He will give you the worst guitar solo of all time.
Oh,
God.
you'd be hey, if it weren't for D. Snyder, Mr. Rogers, and John Denver,
Walk into a bar.
no, fought for
They did. No, they did at the
free
PBS
speech.
Here. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. D. Snyder, very intelligent guy.
Mr.
Yeah,
Rogers was in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And John Denver,
Yeah.
America's sweetheart. Okay,
Weird.
so it was at a bar. I'll give you that. I was asked to have a conversation with a guy who was being a shithead in a
This is when
in
you're
the game room.
This is when you're bouncing.
I'm not going to give that detail. So that
Sure.
Why are you in this bar?
Oh, we don't know. We're baby stepping him into the story here.
Josh,
You missed
come
that
on.
point.
I drink a lot. You know that. I'm in bars all the time.
He was an alcohol. He's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
He was drinking.
No, I'm a drunk.
He had gotten
There's a
the
difference.
shakes.
Trying to drown out all the sweetness.
Yeah,
what it
that's
was.
right. Shove it down.
But all the sweetness seemed to come out when he was boozing.
Some
Oh.
rum to replenish that sugar in my baby boy.
So I went in and asked the gentleman to leave, and his friends were sitting in a booth. This guy was, I didn't realize, I was a little tipsy myself, drunker than I should have been. It had been a pretty slow night, so I was keeping myself entertained. So I go in, I just go up, put my hand on the guy's shoulder, and I was like, "Hey, man, you gotta go." And my reaction time was slow.
Mm-hmm.
He had a little knife. A little knife. I mean,
When you say a little knife, it was just a tiny little.
it was a knife, but it was about the
Little pocket knife.
yeah. It wasn't like a fucking dagger or anything.
Shiv,
It was the
yeah.
Crocodile Dundee knife.
No, but dude spun, and I didn't get his hand in time, and so it got me right in here.
Ooh, in the Jesus spot.
It didn't hit anything important.
Motherfucker gave you a C-section.
But it sunk in, and I grabbed his wrist, and I was right next to a pool table, and so I grabbed a pool ball and hit him once, and on the
Nice.
way down, I got him one more time.
God damn.
Jet lead his ass.
Um,
Do you remember what number it was?
I don't.
Should have been the 8-ball.
Would have been
Yeah,
rad.
yeah. In the movie, it's definitely an 8-ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been rad had it been an 8. I don't. I just fell against the pool table because I was right there. My hand closed over it, and I was like, "Here we go," because
Literally, I saw that in Jet Li Kiss of the Dragon.
Yeah.
At least he kicked it up and then kicked the guy in the head.
No, I mean, I
Did you do
just
that?
just a fistful of balls.
That was
what I did. Just which is the name of my porn and action movie, Fistful of Balls.
I love it.
Check for it in fall of 2022. So this guy goes down, and I keep a hold of the knife.
God damn.
Oh wow, so it's in you the whole
So
fucking
it's in
time.
me.
He doesn't go in and out. It goes just in.
It's just in me.
Well, you don't pull it out.
Sticks
That's what
you.
you're not supposed to do.
Yeah, well, here's the best.
Well, I didn't
the
know if
best
it'd
part
be-
of that. So I'm holding on to the knife, and I got the pool ball. Some other friends have come in now to back me up. I look at his buddies, and I swear to Christ, I looked at them and said, "Anyone else want to take a stab at it?"
You did not have wordplay.
I did not know what I was saying.
You had a knife.
No, I'm
pun.
admitting I had no idea what I was. I was just like, well, the first thing, you want to step up, you want to. But me, being the goofy white kid I am, anyone else want to take a stab at it? But it came out in a grumble growl, and I was like, anyone else want to take a stab at it? And then later on, it only hit me. I was like, that is some cool like 90s action movie shit that you
Cool
said.
as shit. That sounds like something like John Reacher would say, or whatever.
Jack Reacher.
Well, that's the direct-to-DVD ripoff on Sci-Fi.
But
Old Johnny Reach.
these guys were like, no, and I was like, then clean this shit up. And so they get him up, they're dragging him out.
Clean this shit up. But you didn't like try
Clean his brains up off the ground.
You didn't call like the police to go.
Dude, let me finish the fucking story.
Well, I'm just trying to ask.
Do you want the rest of the story? Or do you want to just add in your own shit?
I'll probably just start
Because the rest of the story
interrupting.
is actually really good.
Well, I'm waiting for it. I'm just.
I hadn't stopped talking. Gee, this is why it's difficult. I understand. I love you, not in spite, but because.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we escort these guys out. I turn around and I've still got the knife, and I mean, obviously I'm bleeding, right? I can see the blood through my shirt. The blood's collecting on my jeans, and I did the dumbest thing you could, which is I turned around, looked at everyone in the bar, and went, "Guys, I think I got stabbed," and then I pulled it out,
Oh no!
thinking I need to get this out of my body. I pulled it out, and all of a sudden, just whoosh. I mean, it just gooshes, right?
Oh my god!
And I went, "Oh!" And
Put it
there's
back. Put it back. Put it back.
that's the other. I'm not queasy at the sight of blood. I've been
No.
injured a lot. I've seen a lot of my own blood. I'm not that freaked out by it. But I look, and there's like a trail that I was just like dripping blood all the way to where I was standing at the door. And when I pulled it out, I went, "Uh-oh." And I'd lost enough that I passed out.
No shit.
Here's the best part. We don't call the cops because we don't.
We were all doing below.
Not all of us. I was not. But
My son was there. He wasn't.
who we called in those situations was a Vietnam vet who was also a tattoo artist,
Wildly unstable.
but really good because he was a Vietnam medic.
Yeah. Stable hands.
Just like in Trailer Park Boys, where they get the vet to sew the gunshot wounds.
We blackmailed the
Kinda.
vet and
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy
veterinarian.
he had done all of his own art except for parts he couldn't reach. He was a piercing artist and, like I said, Vietnam medic. So I wake up and they had mopped up my blood and he's sewing me shut.
Oh my god!
And he goes, there he is. Drink this. Hands me a shot of Jack. And so I shoot the Jack, and I was like, whoa. And he goes, now drink this, and gives me a glass of orange juice. And he goes,
Oh.
He goes like, that'll help build your blood back up. And he goes, and it's gonna hurt, so have another one of these. And then I shoot another shot at Jack. And I was looking, I was like, I think I'm gonna take another nap. And he was like, yeah, you'll be fine. That was his response. You'll be fine.
I think the worst part is going back and forth between Jack and orange juice. That sounds that
that's
sounds
gross.
worse than being stabbed.
You know what?
Yeah.
All I could taste was like pennies at that point. You know what I mean? It was just like just whatever was going to help. It healed up really nicely. He was really good at what
Do
he
you
did.
have a scar from it?
No,
You don't have a scar from being stabbed.
dude, it was a little pocket knife.
Right. God
Little
damn.
like I should have. I've got one that's similar to it. It's like one of those old granddads. That's about a 2-3 inch blade and about that big, and it somehow just did not hit anything important.
Did you keep the knife? I would totally keep the knife.
No, that got
Discarded
This-
us.
Yes.
I
yeah,
take
when
it.
when the Men in Black came, and then fucking
No, we just when all the blood got mopped up, everything
Right.
got wrapped up and sent away.
It's what we call evidence.
wrapped up and sent away. They put it like in an incinerator, like John Wick style. They got a place downstairs.
Yeah, Harvey Keitel and fucking Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, we got to call Mr. Wolf to
Yeah.
get here in a hurry.
The wolf's here.
So, did you ever know what happened to that guy who stabbed you? Did you ever like?
No, I never ran into him again. Ran into his buddies at other bars because I mean, obviously they were banned from coming back to our bar. But I ran into his buddies and they were like, "Hey, man, he was super sorry about that."
He was super sorry about stabbing you.
And I was like, "Hey, man, I'm still standing. No harm, no foul. We all good." And they're like, "Yeah, man, really cool. That was some sick shit." And I was like, "Yeah, it was. Yeah, I got stabbed."
I love how you could be super sorry for cutting somebody off in traffic. I don't think you can be super sorry
Dude,
for
he
stabbing
was.
somebody.
You know, we've all been there. We've all had a
I've
moment.
never stabbed anybody. I've gotten fucked up enough to fight, never to pull a goddamn knife and stab a non-bouncer.
That's because you're just not a hard-hitting motherfucker.
That's true.
Yep.
That's true.
You're soft, Kyle.
I'm soft. I'm lacking.
You're not made for the city life.
I'm lacking, bro.
Yeah, that's the stabbing story.
Shit.
God damn, man.
Yeah, stabbed, been tased, hit with a car, shot at.
You got hit with a car. When did you get hit with a car?
I've been hit twice.
What?
First time was an accident.
You a
Larry's like,
stuntman?
I cheat a lot.
Yeah, a lot of angry husbands.
Oh man, you ever been hit with a car in someone else's underwear? No, the first time I was in high school. My buddy thought that I was going to get out of the way, and
He was fucking around with you.
yeah, we were both fucking around.
Right.
He was coming down the street and like he had this big '77 Chevy, like Chevy pickup. And I took my glasses off and threw him to the side like Superman, and I had my hand up, and he's like, speeding up, and I'm like, he's gonna stop, and he's like, he's gonna jump out of the way, and I was like, he's gonna stop, he's gonna jump out, and it was back until like we can see each other.
Oh my God.
And I started to jump, and he hit me like in the ribs, and it spun me around.
Oh God.
The second time was it was at a bar because that's where I lived in my 20s, and had pissed somebody off, and they waited for me to come outside to head towards my vehicle, and sped from across the street
What from it? So they got a good start.
into the parking lot.
They got a wind up on that.
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh!" And I tried to do the Spider-Man. Did not work out in my favor. I did crack the windshield pretty
Holy
good.
shit.
And then of course they hit the brakes because I cracked the windshield, and they're like, "Fuh!" And you could hear them yell, and they hit the brakes, and I go rolling, and I'm like trying to crawl out of, super movie moment where I'm trying to crawl out of the way, but they just backed up because they're like their windshield's fucked up.
Why were they screaming like, "Oh my God, I can't believe we heard him"?
I think it was
when we
more
hit
of the
him with
I
our
can't
car.
believe our windshield got broken.
Did you ever figure out who that was? Mm-hmm. Did you ever try to talk to them?
Yeah,
Call
we
them?
negotiated them into some handcuffs.
So they got in trouble
We just
officially.
me and some friends just had a conversation with them.
You and some friends had a conversation.
Yeah, that is one of those moments that I probably should not put a lot on out in detail.
Why'd you piss?
I
them?
didn't kill anybody. I've never killed anybody. I feel like I have to say that to the camera.
Sounds like you have to
Wink.
say that many times a day.
Actually, when my youngest
crossed the line.
when my youngest kid was 5, he just was like, "Yeah, you've been to jail," and I was like, "I've never been to jail," and he's like, "No, you've been to jail." I said, "No, I have never gone to jail. I've been arrested, but I've never been to jail, and I've never killed anybody." And he was like, "You just look like somebody that would have gone to jail." And I was like, "You're 5, and why would you say that to your dad?"
That's hilarious. I just
This is the
assumed
day
you-
your child lost respect for you.
Yeah.
Oh no! It was
What's your-
long before
You've
that.
never been to jail.
What's your mother been saying to you?
Yeah, she's not allowed to tell you these details.
Daddy's been to jail. That's crazy, man. That's
yeah,
crazy.
I lived a colorful life.
So, were you hitting on some guy's chick or something in a bar, and he got pissed and ran you over? Is that what
No,
happened?
no, I never. I was a respectful person. I never hit on anybody's.
I just assume pussy's involved. I mean, if
Yep.
a man gets that angry, I just assume that pussy's involved somehow.
Yeah,
just
it's pussy
seems-
or gambling.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
this guy was just again. It was a moment where bro was being kind of an asshole, and I was asked to at the bar, and I was asked to go tell him to either calm down or leave. and he did neither voluntarily, so I helped him find
I
his
helped
way
him
there.
see the light.
People take that shit very personally. I mean,
Dude,
like,
it shocks me when it'd be like, hey, man, because I've been an asshole in a bar,
right.
and I've had bouncers come up to me and be like, hey, you're being an asshole. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I am sorry. I didn't realize. I just thought I was having a good time.
Yeah, me too.
Usually someone points it out, you see the light.
Right. Like, I've had.
You're like, oh yeah, I got a little loose there.
I've obviously had that happen to me a lot and almost every time I've been like, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna stop yelling in this little bar. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Usually you wind up yelling soon after that anyways, still, but
yeah,
You know.
sure, right. But you're at least making an effort.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I think it's a social dynamic thing. I think it's like that. You know, obviously alcohol plays into it, but beyond that, it's like you're like the the guy, whether it's at a comedy show who's loud or whether it's at a bar who's too drunk. He's the alpha male, and by you asserting your dominance, saying, "Hey, man, chill the fuck out, or I'm gonna throw you out." That like really to some guys like fucks with their psyches.
These
and
are
their
that-
insecurities.
That their dad told them that if they weren't tough, then they weren't worth anything.
Right, yeah.
And so, they think that if they are super tough aggro dudes, then that will somehow give them either self-worth or their dads will come back from getting smokes.
No doubt. But they don't know that though. That's just in their head. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like if they realize that, then that wouldn't be the issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's all good. And it's like, really? Yeah, it's all good. Daddy didn't love me.
Yeah. Yeah, I just was like, I get loud and silly. And
Right.
I've had several bouncers come up and be like, hey, man, you're not causing problem. You're just being kind of a loud, silly asshole. And I'm
Right.
like, oh, I'm sorry, bro.
But a
there was
lot
only
of-
one time I got aggro with a bouncer, and I was... How old was I? I was probably... I was underage in a Georgia strip club.
Nice.
And this bouncer was...
So you were just like the girls.
Yeah.
Hell
Goddamn right.
how underage?
2 years?
So 16 or 19?
It's 21 in Georgia, so I
Okay.
was 19.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant.
No, yeah. I was 19, and they didn't check my ID.
Mm-hmm.
They were just like, yeah, go ahead. And the guy that drove me, like, the guy that I was hanging out with that drove, he was like 28, 29. They're like, we need to see your ID. And he's like, what the fuck? He's 19.
Oh, come on.
And I
you
turned
narc.
and I
What
was...
a fucking asshole.
And I was
man.
just like, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, they
If I can't have titties, no one can.
Well, but he had his ID. We just went
You'll all
around.
see.
Yeah.
But this dude was the biggest fucking bouncer I've ever seen. Like his shoulders started somewhere. He looked like Strong Mad from Homestar Runner. You guys, you're not familiar with Homestar Runner?
No, is that some sort of Atari game?
No, it was an old animated series. I assumed if anybody, you would be familiar.
No, I did.
Was
I
this
didn't.
the Joker in Arkham Asylum where he ate all the Bane serum?
Something like that.
It
yeah.
kind of looked like him, but just this big, massive, like looked like a bull on his hind legs.
He runs at you and you got to use his own momentum to plow him into a wall.
He did
Yeah.
have a red cape. He
Except
waved
that
in
there's
front
no
of him.
getting around him because he is a wall.
You got to grapple over him.
Yeah, man. Good
Yeah.
titty bar bouncers.
This dude, and he was
Hard to
like,
come by.
he looked like the gorilla, in a Looney Tunes cartoon that's
Yeah.
stuffed into a
A box
tuxedo.
that comes out. Yeah.
He's like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
And this guy, I was being a bit obnoxious, admittedly, and he just came. He was super nice, biggest like my old man's got big mitts. This guy, like it felt like a human being when he just
Yeah.
put his hand on my shoulder. It felt like a human being sat down on me.
It's something to be physically dominated by another man, and I don't even mean like in a fucking or fighting way. I just mean like in a situation like that where when a guy puts his hand on your arm, you're like, oh, I will bend to your will,
Yeah.
regardless of whether or not I want to.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
But he came over and the first time he was like, "Hey guys, I need you to calm down and love that you're having a good time, but you need to chill." And we were like, "Yeah, of course." And then we got real drunk,
Yep.
and he came over, and I can't remember exactly. I can't remember if I was trying to get up on stage
Oh, my God.
or if I was just,
Y'all want to see my dick?
or if I think it was when I started throwing 20s.
Oh god.
and just saying,
I own you.
let me see your asshole. Just let me see your asshole. But he comes up and he's like, you got to go. And
This is Georgia. You can't see assholes here.
Yeah.
and I tried to get aggro with this dude because I was
Oh,
like,
why?
no, bro.
It's hilarious.
And he just
I'm on the force.
he just palmed my face
Yeah.
like a fucking basketball and then picked me up where I was on my tiptoes. And I've got a hold of his giant fucking mutant forearm. And I'm trying to kick at him and I'm trying to do everything I can. And he's just walking me. And he just pushes me through the door. And then when I hit, I kind of spin. And when I spun, he kicked me in the ass.
Wow.
And I just slid across the gravel parking lot. And I rolled over and I was like, I'm really sorry, man. And he's like, no, it's cool. We all get shitty sometimes. But you're not allowed to come back for a while. And I was like, yeah,
Oh, wow, I love that.
that's cool, bro. I was like, I'm not. Don't plan on it. If I do come back, I will be a gentleman. And he was like, cool, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go get your buddies now. And I was like, yeah, because they were being dicks too.
Oh, really?
And so the guy that tried to rat me out, he wasn't even. We kind of knew him. He was just one of the.
He's the old guy who bought you beer.
Yeah. So he
Had a
threw
couple
him.
of those in
The
my
homeless
time.
guy.
He threw him through the door, and then my good buddy that we were with, Todd, just kind of walked out and was like, "I'll get these guys home, sir. I'm very sorry." He was like the one that was like, "I'll be cool," because after he saw us just get tossed.
Yeah, because after goddamn Viscera from the
Yeah. Goro.
yeah, yeah, really.
Yeah, that was a
No, like I see people like that, and I'm just like, man, like if I were in prison, I would have to like suck your dick. Like there's physically
Nothing I
like,
can do.
Nothing I can do. I mean, even down to if I fought it, you would just pry my mouth open and shove it in there.
Yeah,
Like,
you would break my jaw and
you-
fuck my throat.
right? Like it's
Yeah.
it really is something psychological as a man, and obviously as a woman too. Oh my god, but as a man to be like, this person is just my alpha, like physically.
Yeah,
This person is my alpha.
You're gonna do with me what you want.
Right, right.
And be it, I'm not a obviously not a tall dude,
Right.
but I've always been a stout.
Sure.
What's that?
No, I said sure. You've
Yeah.
always been a stout guy.
Yeah, always been stout.
No, I wasn't
farm,
joking. No, you have been. But,
farm
Saying I'm
kid.
not, bitch.
you said I'm not stout.
No, sorry, I didn't. It took me a second to register. But yeah, I was used to like fighting with my old man. 'Cause
Sure.
he between him and my grandpa, that's who taught me how to box and how to defend myself. And most everybody else that I ever in boxing or martial arts or anything has always been taller than me. So I'm used to scrapping with people that are taller.
Right.
And that was the first time in my life, like as an adult male, that I hadn't been able to at least hold my own. And it was so demoralizing. But also at the same time, it was impressive, and I wanted him to be my big brother or dad. I was wanting to be like,
Teach
can I
me
just
so much.
can I just be on your back and see what you do? I just want to be. I'll just be quiet. I'll just be in your pocket.
Imagine him driving you to work and you're in a car seat.
Oh, for sure. He has to get me out and sit me down. There you go,
Yeah.
buddy.
He forgets it on top of the car.
Thanks, Dad.
I get it, man.
But yeah, that was like super demoralizing. But at
Prison
the same
dominance.
time, it was moderately arousing. Is it okay to say that it was moderately arousing?
I can understand like at some base level,
Like
that-
getting power bombed through a
Yes.
table by the Rock.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
Or speared by Goldberg.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
like getting the Stone Cold Stunner.
my
Oh.
Kishi, put your ass in my face.
that's well, I don't want to give it away.
Don't do it.
I'm not- you're
Don't
right,
do it.
You're right. I will say this though. You're talking about all that shit. My trainer, my wrestling trainer, Jeff, great guy. God rest his soul.
That does not sound like a wrestling trainer.
Well,
my
it's
wrestling
not.
trainer, Jeff.
That was his real name. He was Chic Aftershock or Country Cousin Jeffro were his wrestling names. He had a match one time that was so good, it was so physical, and it was so arousing to him that he got hit in the head with a chair and had an erection immediately afterward. And
It's like it flipped the switch.
yeah, and it's
Sounds exactly like me and Nicole's sex life.
yeah, you and
fuck.
Nicole, right? Yeah, you guys are doing the spots and shit. And speaking of
fuck.
which, you want to tap this episode out? You want to go home, brother?
Let's do it. Let's land this plane.
All right, good. Well, Larry, thank you. Larry is such a man. He stepped outside to have a cigarette because he verbally came all over both of us.
Yeah, Kyle got in his head getting hit in the face with a chair and now getting boners. So he's got to go rub
I
it
gotta
out.
step outside and jack my dick, bro. That's gotta happen. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna squirt. Ah!
Is that what I say?
My Peter's about to squirt.
Oh man, you know,
Oh, I'm about to lactate out of my Johnson.
I have fucked chicks who have said weird shit when you fuck them because in that golden moment, you know, a lot of guys aren't going to correct them. Like the chick that I fucked who just kept going, ooh, ooh, yes, 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 ooh.
Yeah,
ooh.
that's a normal one.
No. It really
Ooh, hot, hot, hot.
No. It was dude. It was so comical. I laughed into her titty. I had to pretend I was sucking her titty and laugh into it. So,
Ooh, hot, hot, hot.
so it would not be inconceivable for me to unknowingly, because Rosalind's never corrected me, to come and go, oh, I'm gonna squirt. I'm gonna squirt.
I'm about to lactate out of my balls.
Oh.
I like to just change it up every once in a while and just go, that's good corn.
That's good corn. That's good.
Something's happening.
I'm gonna make baby milk.
We're about to mix up a batch of awesome sauce.
Oh, fuck.
Oh. God, now I'm gonna do that.
Bombs away.
I'm gonna do that jokingly tonight, and Rosalind's never gonna fuck me again.
Here comes.
Bombs away. Bombs away. Get ready for Fat Man and Little Boy.
Here comes the business.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here comes the business. I'm gonna give you the.
Is it normal to apologize every time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it absolutely is. I
I'm sorry.
apologize before, during, and after sex most nights.
Let me get you a towel.
Let me get you an old T-shirt from a fun run.
So, Larry, what did you learn from bounty hunting?
That it is not for me. That it's pretty predatory and a little bit of a racist system.
Okay.
And but it's also really rad to put on body armor and a gun,
Yeah,
I get it, man.
It's pretty badass.
I get it, bro.
especially when you're not wearing anything but a thong.
Imagine if
I put my butt plug in, I put my penis in the little cage, and we fucking hit it.
that's when Larry was trying to get his own network television show. He had a pilot on the WB.
He had to find an angle.
Yeah. Thong man. That's when dog was real big.
Thong the bounty hunter.
Thong about it, yeah. I like to distract him until I can cuff him.
What the hell is that white boy doing on my lawn? And then I just shoot the butt plug out.
That's what, oh man.
Ah, my eye.
I'm liking this the more we talk
Yeah,
about it.
your butt plug is a switchblade.
Yeah. It's the one that you got stabbed by. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, one pump opens, two pumps releases.
Yeah.
Fire.
Just cocking like a shotgun.
Fantastic.
Good night, Street Kings.
I made this.